You know what I'm saying? GroundWrk, live, episode 10. But then they got high. I'm just kidding.
They got high.
Coming from the fucking one smoker in the room. Hey, so look, man, this is what we're here to talk about. It's a very interesting episode. Number one, shout out CSSB and the ZooCast setup. You know what I'm saying? We at home right now. Holy shit, that was like Inception. But look, man, my name's Josh Joran. Right here next to me, I got my brother Cheat Code. My right side of me, I got my brother Ray Knox. Normally I let them introduce themselves, but we didn't rehearse that, so we just kind of jumped out.
We didn't rehearse that.
Yeah, we didn't rehearse that, so we just jumped into it. But look, here's what the whole episode's about, and it's tight, bro. We're in an industry, and this kind of transcends just music, right? You're talking about almost entrepreneurship just as a whole. When people are working for themselves, and in our age group ranging from, where you at, 27?
28.
28, and then you're at 29? No, you're 27. Damn, bitch. Okay, so boom, 28, 28. I'm about to be 30. Yeah, we got homies around us that are, you know, upwards of fucking 35, 36. We got a couple homies that step into this building even upwards of 40. And then we also have kids, and I call them kids, but they're also the homies, you know what I'm saying? The folks that be around that are as young as fucking 16 and 17 years old that come pop out. All to say, most of these people are living their day-to-day lives on their own accord. Most of them. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are still absolutely caught up in, you know what I mean, the matrix, quote unquote, or whatever you want to say. You know what I mean? Whether they're in high school, college, working fucking 60-hour weeks to get their money. But a majority of these people are, you know, whether they're part-time workers somewhere else or they're doing little to no work and their entrepreneurship is working for them. A lot of these people are fucking smoking or drinking or partying, or there's some sort of vice that comes with it. And as we talk about often, and Chico actually has been a part of these conversations as well, a lot of it has to do with networking and shit, right? A lot of it has to do with going out and having a beer with somebody and being able to have a conversation for 30 minutes in a low pressure environment to where you guys can really like get some ideas out and really talk about shit to where you might not get that in an office setting. So you play this kind of crazy role, but as the title says, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people have these goals, dreams, and aspirations, but then they got high, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the whole grounds of the conversation is, hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, I'm a smoker. I indulge in fucking weed and tobacco, you know what I'm saying? So that's like a motherfucker, my brother trying to get me to quit tobacco. It's one of those things that in my own personal life, it without a doubt 100% has had an effect, you know what I'm saying? And I'll just open up the conversation by saying my personal experience with it has been not so much what it does to my state of mind, but what happens to the amount of time that you spend doing that shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? No cap. No, you sound convicted. I want you to say something. Yeah, he said facts.
He's always wasting like an hour, bro, just trying to smoke, bro.
Let me pack a bowl.
Hey, bro, you hungry? Yeah, I'm starving. You know, I'm starving too. All right, bro, let me go. Real quick. And we there for 30 minutes, bro.
So think about that. So if that's real quick,
He thought this was gonna be a quick transit. He said, Ray said, I was planning on being here for 15 minutes. This should turn to an hour and a half.
I just walk off to make it seem like I left already.
Yeah, like that one day I came, I thought you was gone. I was like, oh shit. I just did that to Chico too. We were gonna go eat yesterday, remember? And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go smoke real quick. I came out like 30 minutes later, 40 minutes later. I'm like, fuck, dude, did you go eat already? He's like, no, bro, I've been waiting for you. I'm like, fuck.
You know what it is though, bro?
I started doing stuff yesterday.
It's like that. Like when you smoke, you obviously just start talking, bro. When there's someone else in there, bro, you just
and we have so many conversations about there's value in those conversations. You know, we call those elevation conversations. But as much as there's value in them, there's obviously a line that gets, you know what I mean, crossed. And I seen in real time, and you guys must have seen on YouTube, but Chico kind of shrugged when I said there's value in these conversations. But the reality is almost every idea that's been come up with, whether we're talking about the memberships, whether we're talking about Freestyle Fridays, right? Freestyle Fridays is smoking weed on my porch with the homies.
Yeah.
That's how that gets ideated, right? So if you don't go outside and roll up that backwood and kick it with your homies and catch that vibe and say, this is what I want to send into the community, it's hard to figure out how to emulate something you haven't seen. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's a line, right? Because all of a sudden you're in the back smoking for 4 hours when you're a member here and you could have been made 6 songs in one day. And now you've been getting high the whole time. Did those conversations that you have in the back hold more value than the work that you could have put in?
Because that's what the shrug is for. Because there's times for it, like you're saying. Like obviously, Freestyle Friday and certain shit comes from sitting down and like ideating in what we do. It just so happens to be when that is going on, and that's when like the conversations are rolling. But But my question always has been and always will be, when you're doing it every single day, and this is just for this too, because we're gonna get into the other substance and like how you do it with music or just with, but this particular
just on the time,
this
time
particular
usage,
topic
yep.
in the timing of it, it's like to me the comparison is more like when people got to take a smoke break every 15 minutes when they do cigarettes, because at that point you're not having the conversations as frequently as you might think, or at least from what I've seen type shit. You know, what is it that you're really talking about, and how much are you really getting done in those conversations?
What deliverables come from the conversation? That's the big thing, right? Are you going to just ideate shit, get high, and then forget about it and never talk about it again? Because that's no longer doing shit.
Yeah.
Hey, we're running a podcast over here. Love y'all. I mean, I'll let them know on live. That's the family over there, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to get some more of them on-air signs, no cap. You know what I mean?
But yeah, just to that point, it's because everybody's different too. So it's like, depending on who you are and shit, you could have tons to talk about, and there could be, and 60 to 70% of it could mean nothing. Some people can talk about a lot of shit that actually means something. You know what I'm saying? But even then, it's like, am I getting, depending on where you're at too, see, because if you're at home and shit, like, and all of a sudden you elevate to some business standard type shit, that's tight as fuck. When you're here and there's a 50-50 chance of it being an elevation of a business, and there's a 50-50 chance of it just being a high ass conversation, then the question is, okay, did the high ass conversation make me more productive today, or did it not? And then how much time did I spend doing that? Because the first one might have been fine, but then when I go back there again, the second one might be a problem. And then the third time I go back there, now I've elapsed however much time.
And let me speak for the stoners out there and for the smokers right now. For everybody that wants to feel defensive and say, "Oh, bro, but I don't watch as much TV as a motherfucker who don't smoke. But I don't go home and watch movies for 5 hours. But I don't go and do X, Y, Z." But the thing is, we're not talking about what we don't do. You know what I mean? We're not talking about comparing this to somebody else. We're really just talking about how effective are you being with your time, right? So if bro's saying, you know, an hour here may not kill you, but if it becomes an hour today, an hour tomorrow, an hour after that, you know what I mean? If
and
all of a sudden
even
you
in the
spend
same
50,
day.
right? Even now, if you're at 100 hours on the month, I hope there's some value coming out of it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
There's-
it's
and there-
like your phone when it says how much screen time you
Yeah,
use,
yeah.
bruh. Like,
How much mook time you
was it
used.
how much mook time have you? Was it worth it? It's either is it like there should be a borderline if your conversation with it is worth it, or if you're just chilling. You feel me? Like, are we just chilling, or was this conversation we had in a mook room worth it? You feel me?
I remember Cheat Code one time put a requirement on me. Do you remember this? It was like it was like old CS1. Yeah, it may not have been exactly, but it was formulated
I
from
do
your
kinda
energy though.
remember,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it was like, if you're gonna go smoke, because right, this is our dog that don't smoke. You know what I mean? Like, and not like exclusively doesn't, but like more than likely he's not gonna indulge. You know what I mean? So with that being said, yeah, you know, exactly. More than likely, you know what I mean? Like, shit, bro, I don't think I ever smoked with you. Funny enough, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't caught him once or twice loafing, but anyways, but all to say, damn, y'all caught me high again. Oh yeah, but but all to say, yeah, just the time in there. You know what I'm saying? Is it adding up to anything that you're doing, or is it just fucking blatant?
And I guess it.
Oh, what was your requirement? To post one time if you
Every
go to the
time
mook
you're in
room.
there, yeah.
He said if you're gonna go to the mook room, you have to put a story up, you have to put a feed up, you have to put something up.
So that you're doing something
that's
while
why
you're-
you're always posting.
That was the beginning of that was the beginning.
That
That was the beginning of me starting to. Well, I had to get to a point now, bro, and I still may get caught now and then, and bro will really be the one to hold me accountable in those times. But I really try to make that shit streamlined now, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I don't even bring my weed to the studio more often. Like, more often than not, now I don't even bring my shit. You know what I mean? Like, if it's back there and I can catch a hit real quick, woo, whatever, you know what I mean? Team shit. But as far as like me bringing my shit here with the intention of like, oh, I'm finna bring an eighth because I'm finna smoke over the course of the day.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I really had to be like, okay, I'm gonna just smoke later at the crib. If we're gonna do that, let me come and just
because that's really where the conversation stems from, especially in the I guess in this context, because everyone's different, obviously, like depending on what you're doing, you know, whatever your timing of smoking is. But it's like, if you're smoking all day on Saturday and you have nothing to do, it's like, who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
some people watch
do it-
football. You smoke, sounds good.
do whatever you want to
Yeah.
do. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If you're lucky enough to be able to smoke, especially weed on the job, on your work day, quote unquote, depending on whether you feel like it's work or not, then it's like, okay, let's just assume you have 8 hours just like somebody else would. If you have 8 hours and you split your breaks up evenly or something, then it's like, okay, that makes sense. But then when people start to break an 8-hour day down and say, okay, I'm going to do work for this amount of time and then I'm going to take a smoke break but that's it, then you're liable to keep going. And then you're liable to extend it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no actual like discipline and structure within that. So that's the only time it probably becomes a thing, and that just depends on what it is you're doing.
Yeah, if your drug is in your workspace, working as the carrot dangling in front of you, that's probably a fucking problem. Yeah, I mean, if you're just running after the next fucking rip, and that's what's keeping you going on your fucking 2 or 3 hours of time. And you know what's crazy is, I seen that in the service industry.
That's what
I seen that most in the service industry is.
The cigarettes.
Bro, even like the coke and shit. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Even motherfuckers like, it's a Saturday night, bro. I mean, we're not going to start naming clubs and shit in Sacramento, but you're talking about being up till 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? You're talking about fucking operating in the middle of the fucking night when everybody else is drunk and fucked up and you expected to be in there sober. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not the reality of what's going on, bro.
Someone said, isn't that concerning? And depending on what you're talking about, I guess that's why the conversation is up, right? Because there is parts of it that's concerning. You know what I'm saying? Like the people doing coke and shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but then you talk to them, bro, and I promise, and it's not that crazy.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's lifestyle. Yeah, it's like, shit, dude, I just went to EDC, seen motherfuckers wide-eyed zombie, bro. They probably done took fucking...
But I guess that's what the debate is. And in music, it really comes into full play because in music, people will guarantee that they have to.
I knew. I was gonna say, let me guess, is the name Chibu?
That's crazy.
Chibu. In music, it's like I have to do this to do it. That's what a lot of people's argument is.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, yeah, it could be normal to you, but then I could ask the question because if you have to do a substance to either get through your day or do your job or get in the mind space, then it's like...
I mean, it could really get you in the mind space, though, you feel me? Like, sometimes, like, say if you go out, bro, or you go to, like a business mixer or something, they always have business mixers and there's alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, they do? That's intentional?
Yeah. It's to, like, loosen you up, because, like, for the most part, everybody's either, like, weird or they got, like, social anxiety, bro. Like, I got social anxiety, like, crazy, bro. Like, y'all probably see me here when y'all have an event, bro, and I don't know nobody, bro. I'm just, like, arms to the side type of shit, bro. You feel me? Like, following Mike or following Josh around or X, like, or Chico. You feel me? Just standing by somebody I know for real, bro. But if I had some alcohol, bro.
Hey, I'm Ray!
Like, I just see it, like, I turn into Josh when he drunk, bro. You feel me?
Josh don't even need to be drunk. That's the funny part.
Josh don't need to be drunk. But, like, they do that shit, like, intentional, bro.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, sometimes it does help and loosen you up, and it will create a good conversation.
Yeah.
I think, for sure.
But then there's also abusers out there, you feel me? Like, they'll just do, like, oh, it's alcohol, come on, we sliding. Like,
yeah, I've seen more than one studio session turn into a party or kickback. You know, probably countless. Yeah, I mean, probably countless sessions turn into from what could have been conducive and working towards something, right? What could have been this mixer, right? Where you're building network and you're fucking finding out what kind of party, right? To a... Now we're all just getting sloshed, and now it's all about self-indulgence and the feeling, and it's about having fun, which is great, which is something that I think people need to be. I just had a real conversation with a lot of my team members. I don't know if you were, I don't know if either of you guys were, but I think I forgot what it was like to have fun in a very real way. Like we've been bussing for so long, so hard, bruh, that actually going out and having fun, bruh, is not what a rapper thinks, is not what an artist, not what an entrepreneur thinks. I mean, maybe, I think you have a pretty good idea when you be fucking leaving and going out, but like, yeah, brother, we need to go see the world and shit. Like, we need to go travel and see some shit, bro, because, you know what I'm saying, we get so caught up, especially me, right? I get so caught up in smoking a fucking mook and drinking a fucking Red Bull and go to work and go and do this and progress that that's where I think it gets slippery, is when you have like the meshing of like what's supposed to be like your comfort and your work, like everything coming in at once, I think becomes a very dangerous and slippery slope, where it's like, Now I'm doing drugs with colleagues, getting high with colleagues. I'm going out with colleagues. I'm doing work with colleagues. I'm fucking colleagues. I'm fucking, whatever it is that people go out and experience. Yeah, hey, man, I'm married, but I'm speaking for the masses. You know what I'm saying? Because this is real shit, though. You know what I mean? Like, they become vices. They become things that now it's like what should have been something became something else.
Yeah, remember we was just talking about the movies, bro, when we used to work there, bro. I was like, bro, I didn't really fuck with nobody at the movies, bro.
Yeah.
I was just there, I would go work, and, like, I'll live my double life, basically. I'll go there, be, like, hella good, and then I'll leave. And
Be who you was.
Yeah. But then, like, there's other people, like, that were just,
People
like,
get too involved.
all my partners in the movies, they all hung out, bro, with each other, bro. And, like,
He's talking about us.
But nah, yeah. Or
It's
like,
real shit. It's a crazy line to walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you could really just. You good?
It's like some like
You gonna turn Ray up?
Yeah.
Knew it.
it's like when you're mixing like family and friends with your business, bro. That's when it gets a little tricky and shit. You feel me?
100. Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think it's it's something that I think if you are using anything, you just need to be conscious of it. You know what I'm saying? It just needs to be with intention. You know what I'm saying? I had a conversation with the homies about this shit where if you're going to drink a fucking beer every single day or you're going to drink a fucking White Claw every single day, at least do that shit with intention. At least don't just get it out the fridge because it's in your fridge and you're thirsty and you're used to it. You know what I mean? Because that's really just leaning into that habit. Really make sure before you grab that motherfucker, you're deciding like, oh yeah, I'm finna start drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I will make that mistake with weed, right? I'll wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, about to go clock in. I'm trying to hit something though. You know what I'm saying? And so I'll smoke just because I got what I need to smoke at the crib. So now I'm high at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm thinking like, damn, bruh, I probably could have waited till 8. You know what I mean? I probably could have drank some water, ate breakfast. You know what I mean? But it be so habitual that then it puts you in a place to where, and people say, I don't know the stats, so don't quote me on this, but people say like the way you start your day is the way you finish it type shit. So like if you start your day at 5 in the morning with a cigarette, you're smoking cigarettes all day, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Till the end, you're going to finish your day with a cigarette. You know what I'm saying? If you start your day with a workout, with something positive, with a workout and a prayer or something, you know what I'm saying? God, yeah. You're going to really perpetuate that energy. Yeah, and we know this, right? You go to the gym, how do you feel after the gym in the morning, bro? You feel good. You know what I mean? Everybody, it's a natural feeling, bro. Everybody knows this. You know what I mean? The dopamine or serotonin or whatever, bro. You go run a mile and lift some weights and shit. You walk out that motherfucker like, oh, yeah, I feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it goes the other way, too. You know what I mean?
I like that though. I never heard that, bro.
My life, brother.
You start your days, how you end your day.
Yeah.
That's why there's a line. There should be a line too for sure where it's like, are you really taking some type of alcohol every single day? You know what I'm saying? Are you really reaching for the fridge for alcohol every day? Then I feel like you should probably check yourself, because we talk about the line too is about, you know, people have things that they do to make their days better and shit. So that's all well and good. Like you said, that's the beer, that's the cigarette, that's the whatever.
Phone scroll.
Yeah. Coffee, you go into the small bits of it,
Yeah.
you know, caffeine and shit
Right.
like that. But at some point you should probably question yourself at least a little bit, because the line gets crossed at some point where it's like, you know, so especially the things that are more detrimental to your health.
Mm-hmm.
Then it becomes like, because if there's no line, if it's always like, oh yeah, just indulge yourself because it makes you feel good that
And it's
day.
there.
Yeah, and it's there, and it makes you feel good. Fuck it, you know, you got to get through the day, and like I understand that, but you know.
So if you're in the game and you sell shit, you got to be even more careful. Really, we don't got to get too deep, but motherfuckers who are moving shit that always got it on them, they be fucking they shit up. It always takes some time, but man, bruh, you know what I mean?
Curiosity.
Man, bruh, you just so happen to have how much of what where? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
I want to go back to the vacation shit too, basically, because I think people misunderstand that too with like just having to go out and do certain things, you know what I'm saying, like what we're talking about. And you could really go out and do anything that like is not this. You know what I'm saying? Like the thought behind, I feel like it's real easy somewhere like the movies, right? Because the thought behind that is that you clock in, you clock out, and there's no way I'm thinking about them. At least personally, there's no way I'm thinking about the movies when I leave, you know, or whatever that job is. So I'm for sure gonna go do something else.
Yeah.
that's gonna give me some peace and make me not think about the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not thinking about that when I leave.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like is what entrepreneurs lack a lot of times.
I'm the opposite of that. Fuck that. That's a trap. You got to get the fuck out of your little local town, bruh, and not just be around somebody like this enough.
Yeah, you still
Fuck that.
You still travel, but I'm saying, especially when it comes to like an entrepreneur thing, like of course you have to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not from here. Like,
Live in contrast. We talking about contrast though. What you told me, right? Like, if you gonna go hard, you better relax hard. Don't take a day off and go to fucking Central Laguna 16 and watch a movie with your bitch, bro. That ain't kicking it, bro. You just worked a 100-hour week. That's not kicking it.
But sometimes that's all you need, especially as somebody who fucking works 7 days a week for 12 hours. Yeah. Because when you can't even get yourself to do something like that, then there's no way you're gonna go. There's no way you're gonna leave, because you can't even.
I guess it's a difference in perspective. We just got to agree to disagree.
You can't even
keep picking with you.
You can't even get yourself to. And everyone's different, so it becomes context to who you are.
And that's what I was about to get into. Is you can't get yourself is a big term to put on to somebody, because I think sometimes those people are required, right? So if you're the person that's running what store did you say that you didn't care about? The movie theater?
No,
So if you're running the movie theater, right? So if you're the movie theater manager, right, as I was, not just the fucking employee at the bottom. So now there are cell phone calls that are hitting your line when you're not there. Now when you're kicking it with your lady at the local mall, trying to have a good Sunday, and you're local, and this is what I'm supposed to do because I'm kicking it, and this is enough room to get me away. But then your boss call you, and you got to be on the phone with her. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying is fucking these people up. And so it gets you in a space to where, you might be taking 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours to yourself a day, but in actuality, you may not even be giving yourself any real sort of break. And nobody should even be talking about a break unless you're working hard enough to be earning one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's levels to the shit. So we've kind of swung fast.
And that's we swung fast
from the... Lie, bro. We kind of witnessed you do it firsthand, though. You feel me? It was like, you feel me? You're always working, bro. Wooty whoop. It's fucking Saturday today. You feel me? We're at the studio. You feel me? But like last week, you went to EDC. You took that little break, and like he's still talking about EDC. You feel me? Like so, like it was just a different. Like sometimes you got to get out of this space and go to that space.
Yeah.
To like damn, bro, because like I'm not gonna lie. A couple years ago, I was put onto this thing like I really never left Sacramento like that, bro. And it's just like hey, like shit's bigger than Sacramento. Like all I knew was like the clubs out here. Restaurants,
the river, maybe.
Yeah, all I knew was just this shit, bro. But like, I stepped foot like 60 miles away. It's like, damn, bro. Like, this shit different, bro. Like, so like when you really look at it as a perspective, and it's like, damn, bro. Like, I could go over here and free up like my mind real quick, and then come back, and it's like a refreshment. Like, okay, now I can bust down. This shit and get back in tune, and it's like a like I think everybody just needs a refresher, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
And my only point is that you get that refresher, but you should be trying at least to day to day put something in there, especially as like I said, especially if
go
you're
watch
working,
some TV,
especially if you're working even
fuck
harder, because there's
like
boundaries and shit too. So like if shit like that is happening and you don't fuck with it, then you have to understand that about yourself, and that's why I say. It's on you as a person. It's on the individual person, because you have the choice no matter what. Doesn't matter what happens. You can set the boundary or you can't. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you have to take the refresher, what we're talking about, the fucking long one, and you have to take the other way. Yeah. And I would hopefully just encourage, especially entrepreneurs who, like I said, aren't able to feel like they can go out at first, take at least a baby step.
Yeah, you gotta take that baby step, man.
And take 2 hours, turn your fucking phone off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And stay wherever it is that you're staying, by the river, by fucking wherever it is that you're at. So
I'm not gonna lie.
But if you ain't make more than you spent today, don't take none of them. None of those. None of these tips are for you.
Oh God, I'll be calling him. I'll be hitting him now. Like I try to do it every day. I told him I try to do it with my little cousin too. I'll be like, bro. So you spent more than you made today, bro? And just get your lot like, damn, did I, bro? Like,
you start looking at shit.
Damn, bro, I did spend more than I. Cause I mean, if you spend more than you made, bro,
you in the red.
Yeah, you do that often, bro, then it adds up.
Yep, and that's really what we talking about, right? We talking about like the consistent. I think that's really what you getting at with the like little micro breaks is like the shit. The time happens, the time passes, and whatever feelings and emotions and things that are going on, that shit's gonna compound. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whether you're fucking building good habits or building bad habits, you know what I'm saying? just be aware. And I think that's kind of just circling back to what we talked about is if you're opening the fridge for a drink, if you're fucking going to the bong, if you're popping a perk, if you're popping a Xanax bar, if you're fucking shit, what are some of the lighter ones that aren't so heavy? If you're fucking drinking a coffee every morning, if you're fucking caffeine, never going to the gym, like these things that we just are maybe doing out of habit, just take, what's the word? Take like inventory. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that you're doing and what is it that you're doing for it? You know what I'm saying? So I think about that the last few days. I've been super consumed with the Stogs. You know what I'm saying? Just super consumed with the Stogs, bro. Just look at the disgust.
You're a bad man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's just fucking
bad.
So I'm working. I'll keep y'all up to date. GroundWrk Live. Next time you see me in person, ask me how I'm doing with quitting Stogs, man. You know what I'm saying?
How about every time I see you with tobacco,
you open hand slap me on video?
God damn, that's crazy.
Hey, bro, how about this, bro? How about we play Rochambeau right now? Best out of 3. If you win, you get to do that. If I win, you have to name your first child Joshua, boy or girl.
That's crazy.
But you get open hand slaps for the rest of my life if you see me smoking tobacco.
Nah, bro.
fuck it.
Joshua, boy or girl, your wife finna be mad calling your daughter over here. Come here, Joshua. Hey, shout out Kuya Flip. I stole that joke.
You're
from
gonna
him.
forget anyway.
Oh, you still in jokes? I'm laughing at somebody else's joke. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
that
well,
was from you, bro.
Nah, well, Kuya Flip tried to say that about me. He tried to say I was gonna have to name my first fucking son or daughter Marlon.
I think I do remember him.
Yeah.
That's his first name.
I said I can't get a Marlena. But yeah, man, if you're smoking, if you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, I say smoking so much because that's what I indulge in. So it's something that's fucking heavy in my conversation. Did you just ask for a drink?
No. No. I was gonna say. So your indulgence is alcohol at certain things. Oh, okay. There you go.
What the?
Because we talk about your.
I just always say that about Ray. He hated, bro. Ray's really a loving man. He's monogamous. I just be fucking with him.
The homies with girls, but they always be like, anytime they get in trouble, I was with Ray. I was at Ray's house. Ray lived downtown, so we had to go here. You feel me?
I'm weak. Ray lived downtown. That's wild.
They just throw me under the bus, bro.
Stop doing that, man.
Well, not because we talked about the cigarettes and shit the whole time, or not the whole time, but like we've gotten into cigarettes.
Y'all took me to an intervention.
What about? Nah, hell nah.
I'll admit it. I might have an alcohol problem a little bit, man. I admit it.
That's crazy. Let's talk about it.
You think you have alcohol? I was just meaning.
He's like, God,
that's crazy. I did not tell you to out it. I did not tell you to out that shit. I was just meaning.
Nah, but in reality, what that mean? What you talking about though? You just drink? You did live in downtown though.
For your
a little bit.
Yeah, for your work and shit.
Not for life. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like at the old shop. When the homie would walk in with some beer or some White Claws, I'm like, all right, I know what type of day it is, bro. Like, we're not working. You feel me? We're chilling, bro. Like, but that's how I see that shit. It's like when I see that shit, it's like, oh, it's finna be fun, bro. It's not finna be work. Like, I might get a little bit of work done, but it's a distraction, bro. You feel me? Or it's just like I said, bro. It's like, all right, are we chilling or are we working? Off. Is it worth it? You feel me? But, like, when I see that type of shit, I'll be like, for the most part, we're chilling, bro. Because I know, like, sometimes it's just like, you gotta get drunk, bro. Like, he brought this 6-pack in, bro. So, we're finna drink this whole 6-pack real quick, bro. We're probably just gonna shotgun it real quick and boom. And try to work, bro. But it's not gonna work out, bro. But, yeah. For the most part, bro, alcohol is just for the weekends for me now.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say, I've noticed that because we spent a pretty significant amount of time together, bro. And we get margaritas and shit sometimes when we go to the taco shop at like 5 o'clock and shit.
Yeah, like, you know I mean, like that's our refreshment right there, bro. You know
type shit.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, okay, we're gonna go get some lunch or some dinner. Real
quick, it can literally be that small. Yeah, because that's just needed every once in a while.
I'm not gonna lie. Josh met him. I got a client, bro, who he gotta leave his office to meet me now, bro. It's cause like when he's at his office, it's just like, yo, bro, when y'all here, bro, somebody needs help with something, right? Yeah. Or you gotta handle something, bro, like. Whatever, like it's good, right? It's like
but you're in the space still.
Yeah, that's what having a business is, bro. Like people's always gonna like not attack you, but they're gonna like nudge at you. So you gotta stop like doing this to go do that. So like me and my client, we don't even meet at his office no more, bro. Like I was telling Josh, we usually go meet at a brewery because we both like beers. So like
you gotta do that with Josh now, bro.
Yeah.
We started, you started, yeah. Bro, Josh definitely on the micro vacations. I'm definitely not. Yeah, you ain't got to tell me.
Yeah, we would go link at like we'll go to like Urban Brews, Oak Park Brewery. You know what I mean? We'll go to like a restaurant and like get a beer. Or Josh had him drinking fucking. What you had him drink? He wasn't drinking a beer when we met with him.
What was I doing? We was doing.
He might have had an old English or some shit.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, he had like an old fashioned or something.
Like, that's how we connect. So that's how boom. That's what we're gonna do to connect and handle this business. Like that's when it's worth it. Cause now we're talking about money. We're making money, and like we're not just chilling and talking about bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and I think that we don't got to get too deep into the conversation of like what defines like fucking addicts and what doesn't, because I don't even think that's really what we're talking about. I think we're really talking about at what point does it become detrimental to a professional, to an entrepreneur, to a creator. You know what I'm saying? And I think that looking out, both you guys, I think walk a pretty fucking safe line. I hear you what you're saying though. You know what I'm saying? And obviously I'm introspectively thinking about myself when it comes to this conversation, but I think that there's paths that are very dark that you can easily go down if you're just not careful and speaking to like everybody, you know what I'm saying? And it can start fucking, obviously you guys know, and anybody who's been following my music journey has known and has at least seen some parts of my earlier life, which was fucking riddled with fucking drug addiction and fucking some crazy ass shit. So, getting through that and getting clean from that just really showed me like, oh yeah, you can really wake up one day and really accidentally have made a lot of bad decisions. And because you was just smoking or drinking or whatever it was, because you was just doing it every day, you almost lose sight of the shit. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa. So that's my little fucking like, you know what I mean? That's my little, if you're doing the shit every day, just again, you know what I mean? Like
Be
we
careful.
talked
Don't
about,
make it a priority, bro. You know what I mean? Like
think about it. What is you doing it for? You know, what are you doing it for?
Is it worth
That's
it,
all.
bro?
Are we working or are we chilling? Because then by day 4, at least when you're asking yourself that, you're like, damn, 4 days in a row I've been saying we're chilling. Like that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, but if you're not taking account, if you're not even asking yourself that, if you're not even looking at it like that, then it gets into a very scary space. You know what I'm saying? So, that's kind of my little woo-wham. I don't know if you guys want to touch fucking on anything else, but that shit got a little heavy for me. But I think it's necessary. And I think it's relevant because I think that there's.
Let's talk about Chico's problems since he wants to talk about ours. No,
yeah, on my life.
Hey man, I took the focus off him to go to you, motherfucker.
Yeah. Nah, man, I don't really fucking know what Chico like. He like sitting down and watching TV sometimes. I don't even think that's very much.
Nah, Chico's a good guy, bro.
Yeah, maybe he's like fucking. Like has some crazy skeleton in the closet. Like fucking,
what?
Hey,
like,
I don't know.
I don't
He
know.
might be a killer or something.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? Like every summer he traveled to Thailand and catch like 50 bodies and then just come back. He's
See,
like, that was my
fake,
vacation.
That fake
That'd be
laughing
wild.
just changed his whole facial expression right after that.
That's crazy.
Stop laughing
bro.
hella quick.
What else could he do, bro? He could go like explore
Look,
fucking
he's
like
damn, they catching on to me.
yeah, he's
bro.
gonna go
I'm
explore
weak.
fucking like Hitler's ruins or something.
That's wild.
Because you fuck with bro for real though. Or something crazy, like
the
some crazy
fuck,
dark
bro?
fucking
Nah, bro, I
dude.
took what I seen growing up and decided that
Nah,
that wasn't
facts, yeah,
wasn't
bro.
gonna be what I wanted.
Yeah, no,
my
I'm
shit
not
to
gonna lie.
be.
That's why I don't do drugs, bro. It's
I
like-
still think everybody's got something in their life that's fucking that has the ability to become a problem that they just have to be fucking taking inventory of, and not even saying like figure out what yours is and yell it, but just saying like I think that there's a lot of people who have seen ways like not to live.
Yeah.
Which is good because you can then create a way to live. You know what I'm saying? But I still don't think it's as intentional as doing something for that purpose. Does that make sense, or is that redundant?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I can only
like looking at somebody and being like, "Damn, I don't want to be like that." So
The-
life just kind of takes you on a path that's not like that, as
Nah,
opposed to
facts,
seeing
bro,
somebody
that's a
that's
fact.
like, as opposed to seeing somebody that's like, "I don't want to be like that. I want to be like this." Not necessarily a person, even if it's your own ideation, right? You telling me when we were talking yesterday about the conversation where it's like, "Yeah, bro." At some point, you would like to have something to show for your fucking 30 years of life. You know what I'm saying? To be able to be like, yeah, we've got a business. Yeah, we've got this fucking printing company. Yeah, we've got right all these different things that are in place. But when you're not in that position, when you're fucking 32 and you don't have something to show for yourself and you're kind of fucking down on yourself and shit like that, I think it's a very easy time to where now eating food could become a fucking very detrimental problem that you didn't even inventory and even think was a problem, and now by fucking 42 you're obese and it's all fucked up.
Bro,
and
there's
it
hella
ca-
shit, bro.
Yeah, and it comes from like depression and then that adding into like being sad. So all just to say like
you
even
could
when
not
you
did drugs, but you're eating bad as fuck, bro.
Yeah,
I've seen it more than once, you know what I
Killing
mean?
your insides.
I'll just speak on my experiences because yeah, that's always a thing. But yeah, it's just what the first part is true. I don't want to live a certain way, so I decide very intentionally not to do certain things and not to indulge in certain shit. And as I grew, I understood also the productivity of certain shit. And I just like to be in control of myself. So no matter what it is, I don't really want to overdo it. So we're talking about food, we're talking about
Work.
we're talking about anything really. I don't want to be addicted or whatever to really anything, so that I can be sharp, so I can have a clear head, so that I could do the things that I intentionally want to do, to leave a legacy, to be. I didn't grow up or start rich, so I'm not going to have that to start with. So I'm going to have to find edges at all times. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that was one of the edges that I figured, that I thought very early would happen. If I could keep myself clear and not indulge in anything type shit, then I can leapfrog you, because you're going to do it.
Have you seen that show up in like real?
I've seen it show up in like how much more focused I am than other people. Like, I know that I'm not.
I'll say you are focused.
I don't. Bro. Yeah, I don't have something that I'm so like hooked on that I'm gonna just stray that way. And I understand that there's like.
What about your girl?
What do you mean?
Is your girl a strong enough power to get you to stray away?
No.
I was gonna say,
and that's
girls,
something,
bro.
Yeah,
I very well. That's why I
so
nicely walked into the question, but yeah,
it could always be. It could always be women, and if that was gonna be, and if I was gonna have any problem, that's what it would have been.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean by saying, when I first grew up, when I was growing up, and I decided what I wanted to do, well, not like literally, because I didn't know what the path was, but I decided what I didn't want certain things to control me over. Because that's a big one, especially depending on how you grow up. Like, I've seen plenty of people fucking left and right. You know what I'm saying?
I see that shit this day,
you see it now,
yeah.
but even when I'm younger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I see the aftermath of it in family members and people who have done certain shit. So it's like, I could have went that way, and it's not even seen as big of a deal as like a lot of the shit that we're talking about, but it becomes something where you could have a kid at 15 all of a sudden, or you could fucking, or you could just be kind of, it could just consume you just in the same way that anything else. So that was for sure always also something that, if it's no matter what it is, you can go down a list, you can think of anything that you can think of, and I didn't want it to control my life and my decision, even if it's somebody, and she knows this, even if it's somebody that I really care about. I don't value relationships in the sense of like, you're here, you're a person or whatever. Like, I'm going to do anything that I possibly can to make you happy, even though that's what I'm going to do. I also understand that I'm an individual. Yeah. And I have to do things individually for me to be okay.
But you're not going to tailor your whole lane to be hers.
So in that way and in the other way. So I didn't want to do that either, because that's easy, because I didn't choose the fucking bitches all the time way. So you could easily get caught up in, I got one and now I gotta do everything and anything from her. But you know, I've been by myself for a long time. I've been myself for a long time. And so like I said, just if it was anything that could be detrimental to whatever the overall end goal, whatever the legacy was, whatever it was, you know, the combined with everything else. That's why it's always funny, because that's what,
for you other viceless fucks that think you don't got no issues, listen up, fuck boy. It's the game right here.
It's not, and it's not about having like no issues, like, because
no, I didn't say issue, viceless.
Viceless. You know what it is, and it's crazy because Chico was the only one who said it, bro. It's control, bro.
Exactly.
You feel me? If
for
items,
me,
anything, an object, whatever it is that controls you, bro, it could be your problem. It could be your downfall.
Yeah. And I just didn't want that. I didn't want to be controlled by anything or anyone anyway. So it's like, so I'm going to have to make certain decisions. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always find it funny when we talk about, like, we just kind of joke around, or just anybody in general. We talk about, like, you could always get addicted, which is totally true. Like, I'm not saying that could never happen. I'm just saying I already thought about that. Like, anything that we talk about, I've thought about extensively within this realm, because of how I grew up, because of what I saw, because of who I've seen now past, who I'll see in the future, are micro transactions. You know, that's why you talk about like how I get on you. You know, it's because of my how I pay attention to what people do and what their habits are and shit like that. But I've thought about all of that, and that's why I choose what I choose.
To be uncontrollable.
Yeah, something like that. But it's always it's not like and you know this. I've never said this. I've never been like I'm better than you. I don't say that to people. I don't really.
Yeah.
It's
I
not.
mean, you don't even like.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
That out there, like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But I know what I want, and I know how I want to achieve it.
Yeah.
And so that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
If he wanted to do tobacco,
Yeah, I'm finna be mooked up next to you.
Go do your little tobacco, little bro.
And I'm still gonna, you know, tell you, like you said, like if I wasn't holding people accountable, then I wouldn't actually care about you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
No,
so
yeah,
I'm still gonna do that, but I understand the other side of it, which is what we talked about, which is sometimes you need certain things. You know what I'm saying? People in like Alcoholics Anonymous, whether you believe in that shit or not, most of those motherfuckers smoke cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? And they're done drinking or whatever, but they replace something.
Yeah, they replace it
with another thing.
You know,
and they don't tell them to quit that. You know?
A main thing with like smokers, alcoholics,
Sweets.
All
That's a thing
bro.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, sweets. Their main thing that they'll go to, bro, is gambling.
100%. I mean, people are habitual beings, right?
Yeah.
We are literally, to our fucking DNA, we do things, we like to do them again, we find comfort in that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just
Comfort
continue
equals happiness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Standard human brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's, I feel like them, you know, what was buddy's name? I can't remember his name right now. The dude who made up AA. Can't think of his name.
I
Shout
don't
out,
even
brother.
know.
But
Never
bro,
been
huh?
Never been there.
Yeah, I've been to AA and NA. Shout out Narcotics Anonymous, crazy too. But the big thing is, I feel like they help you understand that you're being controlled by something you can't control.
Yeah.
Right. That something has taken like the power over you, and that's a fucking problem. And so to reclaim that power, and obviously, yeah, it gets, like you said, they don't talk about like, yeah, just replace it with something else, but that's really kind of what happens. But if you look at most, right? I mean, shit, most, whether it's cigarettes, coffee,
they got
Monster
something.
Energy drinks. Yeah, most people who are abusers in the past, bro, even myself, bro, we make jokes about how I mook, bro. I come from taking pharmaceutical drugs. You know what I mean? I come from really busting down shit, snorting it, heating it up, all the extra fuck shit that come with being a knock. So it's like, to just transition from that and then just be like, oh yeah, bro, I just drink water and kick it with my bitch now. Like, that's crazy.
You're probably
you know
not
what I'm
gonna
saying?
do
But
that.
maybe not. Maybe you
Yeah,
can. You know what I mean? But again,
In
that touches a
certain ways.
great thing that you talk about, which is everybody's going to be different too. You know what I'm saying? So like,
exactly.
figuring out what can work for you and what can't work for you. And again, I'm not here to define what an addict is and what who has a problem and who doesn't. But yeah, if you feel like it's becoming detrimental, you should probably take a real account and a real inventory and see what it is. Whether it's fucking, you know what I'm saying, shit from when you were a kid, whether it's shit you're seeing right now, whether it's shit that we've gone through just in the last few years, like whatever it may be, there's things that are happening every day. We're creatures of habit. There's things we're probably doing every day or not doing every day. If you don't wash your ass every day, go wash your ass every day. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be funny things that we just as humans do, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My girl thinks it's funny that I brush my teeth twice a day, not 3 times a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got breakfast and dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be home in the middle of the fucking day to brush my teeth. You know what I'm saying? But it'd be motherfuckers that really roll around with toothbrushes and the little Listerine pouches, and like hygiene to them is one of their things. That's something that they're going to spend an extra 2 hours a day. Bro, I got one of the homegirls, we ain't going to name drop her. She starts work at 7, wakes up at 4. You can't need 3 hours to get ready. You can't. That's crazy. She might not smoke weed, but you're not going to sit there and stare me in the face and tell me that she's more productive than somebody else in the space that's not taking 3 hours to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So right? There's different structure for different folks, and so you just have to take account of what we're doing every day.
Yeah.
That's what I think the whole thing of But He Got High, the name of this episode was, you're probably supposed to be doing something else, and instead you're doing something that you do every day.
Just got high.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
forgot.
The hardest part, bro, is the accountability part, bro. Some people don't even know that, feel me, they're being controlled by whatever it is. You
They
know
gotta
what I
look.
mean? Yeah.
They have no idea. I didn't know for a lot of years.
It's just
It's hard to
on
be
their
self-aware.
agenda, bro. It's like, okay, I got to do this now.
It's like breathing.
I got to do, yeah.
It just happens.
Boom.
I don't even think about it.
It's a machine.
It's
at
hard
that
to be
point, bro. It's just
self-aware.
Yeah.
Because that means every day you have to
Yeah.
you have to ask yourself if you came up short or not.
Yeah.
That's why everybody used to, I don't want to say everybody, but a lot of people used to think that shit was funny or like make fun of in the movie. Like I remember Hollywood making fun of it and shit. And like, kind of like the fucking lore of like the women writing like sticky notes to themselves on their mirrors so that they like wake up in the, but that's exactly what that is. Like, getting up and looking at something and having it take
Yeah.
you to a place that's like really holding yourself accountable. That's really being self-aware. You know what I'm saying? So write something on your mirror.
Yeah.
Put it
Or
on
a
my
poster or
I got my
something.
shit. Look, what that shit say right there? It's time to drink water. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a problem not drinking water. So my phone hit me up every 4 hours and tell me it's time to drink water. You know what I'm saying? It's funny shit, bro. But yeah, figure out what's going to work and lean into you and help you fucking develop certain shit. Now, I've had my friends make fun of me and they see me like swipe that off. They're like, oh, bro, what about the water? But brother,
Shit.
At
just
least
take
it's
it
in your
accountable,
mind
but
now.
start
yeah.
though. Yeah. Start though. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I quit. Last time I quit Mooks, January 1st. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 weeks later, I started smoking again. This feels like, so what? You relapse and now it's just like, fuck it. You smoke again? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So
Brother,
take those things into account. Figure
got
out
some
how
shit
we
for
gonna
that,
get through it. Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's been up, my boy.
So you really quit?
I've
Quit like
many
a
times.
few
I quit
times.
cigarettes. I quit cigarettes like 6 or 7 times, bro. Hella times. But I'm gonna tell y'all what. I quit Xanax 5 times before I got clean. So this is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hardest drug I've ever had to quit
Yeah,
was
yeah.
fucking
I'm
cigarettes.
not gonna lie. I smoked this. Nah, I'm not gonna. I smoked my first cigarette, bro. 8th grade, bro.
Sick. You're gross.
Brother. Bro, I'm not gonna lie,
Brother,
but you know what it was, bro. My older brother used to smoke Black and Milds, bro.
Yep.
I was still his little. Cause you ain't smoking a whole Black and Mild. I was steal this shit out of his car, bro.
Yep.
Then all the homies, we all started smoking Black and Milds. You feel me? You
That
feel
pack
me? And then
mentality.
like everybody stealing their parents' cigarettes and shit, bro. But cigarettes ain't really tobacco's not really like a tobacco and vapes is a thing, but like now like cigarettes is like old people shit, right?
Yeah.
Like it's our era. Like it ended at our era, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me?
Yep.
Cigarettes.
Not yeah, yes, but
no, yeah, but no, yeah.
bruh, I thought that
It's like the-
I've given my like bruh, I've had
It's like the edgy kids are like,
I've had
"No
like
vape."
I've had like
You
eight,
smoke. Yeah.
not even just edgy, bro. I've had like 19-year-old, 18-year-old coworkers, and they've been like in a group smoking cigarettes. I was like, bruh, I thought that died when I went to high
No,
school.
God, yeah. I mean,
You
shit
know?
don't die for real, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah. But
It's just be.
it's interesting how it like came back.
The smoking
It's like-
cigarettes culture is way cooler than the vaping culture. I'll tell y'all that straight up. From living through it, bruh, as much as that shit's fucking terrible for you, bruh, yeah, seeing kids have to like sneak out and go fucking like smoke stogs on the baseball field, bro. These fools are like going out the door of the teacher's classroom
Yeah,
and,
and
like,
they just
and just walking in. I'm
I
like, bitch, I
remember,
taste
bruh.
like watermelon. You have to smoke a fucking Newport.
I remember when that shit
Get your
like,
bars
kinda,
up.
Like,
you gonna keep
Bro.
fucking tobacco. I'm weak.
that shit. I don't know. I don't really fuck with vapes, bro. Like that shit.
Shit's sick, bro. There's gonna be some crazy shit that come out in 70 years. You're gonna see shit like, did you buy a fucking jewel pod between 2012 and 2024?
Hey, bro.
You or your family may be
A
entitled
puff
to
bar.
fucking $100,000 in medical. Ooh, I promise you. It's
Bro,
cool.
I
Puff-
remember
puff bars.
We used to go to Illusions, bro. My
Jewel was the
senior-
first
yeah,
asshole.
Jewel was the first one, bro.
Yeah.
For real, bro. Oh God! And then they did like after Jewel came out, bro. They made hookah pens.
Yeah, I remember them. I remember getting them at the gas station.
I'd
They
go
were
get 'em
weak.
at
They'd have a little
Illusions.
light. It had one light on
Yeah,
it.
one light hit that shit, bro. He got that little flavor, bro. I remember, bro. I was burning the fuck out my throat one time. Huh.
Pause. Hey, you remember puff bars, bro? Puff bars were
Yeah.
circular, and
Oh,
then they were actually no, they weren't. They were square. They was actually bars.
Yeah.
They were rectangle first. Puff bars. The original puff bars were just a rectangle.
Yeah, and it's kind of it was like this long.
Yeah, and it had like
yeah.
300 hits or something. Now
Yeah.
they sell shit with like 20,000 hits. Like, what the fuck? And people are going through that shit, bruh, so fast, brother. Like, when I was in Vegas, I smoked the fuck out of one of those nicotine boxes. I'm like, brother, this can't be good for me.
Bro,
Like, you know what I mean? You're smoking all day.
you remember the vapes where you build your own mod, bro, and you
Yes,
buy
bro.
your juice.
Yes, bro. Shout out X. Hell
And
yeah.
you click the thing on here.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit
The
sparking.
coils.
Yeah,
I remember
the
that
dripper and
shit.
shit. And then
You
they're
know-
like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Hella big.
And if the
smoke.
if the
bro.
coils were fucked up, you'd fuck yourself up.
Yeah, it burn
Bro,
the
you
fuck
burn my
out of you.
coils, bro. You burn my fucking
Yeah, yeah.
coils.
Or it'll taste nasty as fuck, bro. I'm
Yeah.
not, my first business partner, bro. He before we did the print shop, bro. He had a whole vape shop, bro, for like hella years. 4
Oh, yeah.
5 years, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 5 years. Cultivators, bro.
Yeah, I remember that
Y'all
shit.
use this shit at Gulp.
All my life, every time. Actually, we just got on, bro.
Shit, I need to get mine. I still use.
Didn't
that
we get
shit
one?
at Gulp.
A wholesale license? Didn't you say you
Oh,
got to
yeah.
sign up at Gulp? Yeah, he trying to. Yeah,
Start
see, so
using
fuck
y'all,
y'all.
bro.
I'm just kidding, bro. Shout out to
I'm
Moon,
start
man.
using y'all, bro.
Yeah, it's good.
Y'all got one before me. Shit.
Bro, he had one. Bro, we
Forgot.
been had one. We
I
forgot.
just been
But
buffing.
I signed up for one like last year,
I bet you if you smoked, you wouldn't have forgot.
or the opposite.
If
If I would have smoked, I wouldn't even did it.
He was like, y'all would have still been using.
If
bro
I
shit,
smoked, I
bro.
wouldn't have even did it.
Oh God, y'all would have still been using bro shit. Oh, cultivators.
Shout out Cultivators, man. Shout out Ray. Shout out LXI, man. Hey, man.
Shout out to yo, Biz.
On my life. You know what I'm saying? It's our show. We can cuss and say what we want.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you can say
I
whatever you
should
want.
ask first.
No, you don't gotta ask nothing. This ain't live TV.
That's
YouTube.
the second time I said bitch on here.
Bitch,
anyways.
bitch.
That's how we ending the show with bitch, bitch, bitch.
Hey, man. Hey, look. You know what I mean? Everything was supposed to go according to plan. Everything was supposed to go great. He was actually supposed to be a superstar entrepreneur. But then he got high. GroundWrk, episode 10, live with my brother Ray Knox and Cheat Code. Y'all, please give me an outro so I don't got to be a jackass.
Hey y'all, stop getting high, stop getting drunk, stop gambling, and stop moving for the bids.
We out of here.